In the end, perhaps the greatest secrets are not found in what is often repeated, but in the words whispered only once, waiting for the attentive soul to notice. A single phrase, hidden within the vast tapestry of the Bible, becomes a symbol of hope, a key that unlocks light in the face of overwhelming darkness. The Lord rebuke you, Satan. It stands not just as a command, but as a reminder. True spiritual authority lies within, available to all who dare to seek beneath the surface. Are you ready to unlock the wisdom hidden within the ancient texts? If this message stirred something within your soul, please like and share it with others who may be searching for the same truth. Leave a comment about what you felt or realized so our team can understand the true impact of this message. It means a lot to us. And more than that, subscribe to the channel so we can continue this journey together into even deeper and more meaningful discoveries. And the Lord said to Satan, "The Lord rebuke you, Satan." Zechariah 3:2 NKJV. This is the only time in the entire Bible that such a direct rebuke from the Lord is recorded, aimed straight at the heart of darkness. Is this occurrence an accident, a mere quirk of language? Or is it, as many believe, a deliberate code, a marker for those with eyes to see and ears to hear? Dr. Heiser and other theologians have pointed out that when the divine speaks directly, bypassing all human mediation, the authority is absolute. There is no negotiation, no ambiguity. The phrase itself becomes a spiritual weapon, a sword that darkness cannot withstand. Why does this matter so deeply? Because it is a reminder that true power lies not in outward forms, but in the essential connection between soul and the divine. The singular invocation is a call to awaken, to recognize that sometimes the answers are hidden not in the noise of repetition, but in the silence of rarity. This is not just ancient knowledge, it is a living message for today. In moments when fear closes in and darkness feels absolute, the wisdom of what is rare can guide us home. For every shadow, there is a light. For every silence, a word spoken at just the right moment. A word that only needs to be said once to change everything. Now, imagine the depths of darkness, the kind that presses in on all sides when hope seems lost. Throughout history, there have been moments when rituals, symbols, even prayers seemed powerless against an overwhelming force. Countless stories, both ancient and modern, tell of people confronting something far more sinister than ordinary misfortune, an icy presence, a chilling whisper, an invisible weight in the room. Picture this: a desperate family consults every religious authority, recites every prayer they know, clings to every symbol of faith, and still the oppression lingers, unyielding. In those moments, tradition falters. The old formulas, the repeated invocations, the familiar words, they seem to evaporate in the cold air. But then someone recalls a single, unique phrase, a phrase uttered only once in all of Scripture. "The Lord rebuke you, Satan." In that instant, the atmosphere changes. The darkness hesitates. For a heartbeat, the suffocating grip loosens. Why? What makes this singular phrase so different, so powerful, that it sends tremors through the world of spirits and shadows? It is as if the darkness recognizes a voice higher than any human authority, a direct command, not mediated by ritual or repetition. The unique nature of the phrase, the fact that it appears only once, seems to amplify its force, as if the rarity of its utterance signals a truth too profound for casual repetition. Throughout the ages, the Bible has been read and quoted by millions, often for comfort, inspiration, or a sense of belonging. Most people gravitate toward its well-known stories, the repeated wisdom, the famous verses that echo from pulpits to living rooms. But the true seeker, the soul that craves the hidden, often discovers that some of the Bible's greatest secrets are cloaked in the simplest lines, whispered only once, then seemingly forgotten. It's easy to overlook what appears only a single time. After all, isn't it human nature to chase what's repeated, what's emphasized, what's obvious? But what if the real power is quietly waiting, tucked into a lone phrase that most never pause to consider? This idea has fascinated not only mystics and seekers, but also respected biblical scholars in the United States. Dr. Michael Heiser, a renowned biblical scholar, once said, "The things that only appear once in the biblical text are rarely there by accident. They're like hidden keys, meant for the attentive, the persistent, the ones who listen closely." In forums, books, and late-night radio shows, he and others have discussed the so-called singular invocation, a phrase that, though mentioned only once, holds a resonance far beyond its brevity. And so, our journey becomes that of a spiritual detective, searching the scriptures for that solitary key, a key so subtle, yet so powerful, that even the shadows themselves recoil when it is spoken. Have you ever wondered, hidden among the thousands of verses in the Bible, if there is a secret mentioned only once, yet powerful enough to make darkness itself tremble? Perhaps, deep inside, you've always sensed that the Bible is more than just ancient stories. Sometimes it's like a labyrinth of mysteries, every line potentially holding a key to the deeper realms of the soul, a key that not everyone is able to see. Imagine this. In the stillness of midnight, a weathered Bible opens, and a faint light spills across its yellowed pages. There, a single phrase shimmers, like a secret code, a message echoing from beyond the boundaries of physical reality. It is this very phrase that has made demons, the darkest entities in spiritual lore, recoil in fear. The Bible once declared, "The Lord rebuke you, Satan," from Zechariah 3:2, New King James Version. Many scholars have called this the singular invocation, the direct voice of God, unfiltered, confronting darkness head-on. This is very important. According to researchers, it appears only once, as if to remind those who truly seek, real power does not lie in rituals or outward forms, but in the essence of the soul itself. You may have read these words and not noticed, or perhaps you are standing at the threshold of a spiritual treasure that millions have searched for century after century. This is the Eye of Wisdom, a place where we journey together beyond the surface of reality, awakening the ancient wisdom and unlocking the hidden strength within every soul. So if your heart is ready, let your mind grow still for a moment. Allow the light of wisdom to enter, because what we're about to discover is not just rare, it is very important and may change the way you see both light and darkness forever.